Hello there, Stephanie Cameraman, the Stock Whisperer, here to tell you the Dark Pool Weekly Whispers for July 16th, 2018. But before we get to this week's hot stock picks, last week, let's briefly go over it. If you had taken every single one of my recommendations based on those whisper levels, you would have had 40% ROI. I don't expect you to take everyone. I mean, who could really take everyone? Take your favorites. But 16 of these hit their targets. 3 of them came penny shy. And then we had 4 of them that got triggered on July 11th. Now, according to how we tally up this for legal purposes, they have to break above or below that whisper level within the first 2 days that I call it out. So many of these got triggered. For example, GDX, all the gold trades on the short side got triggered and hit their targets, but that was on the 3rd day. And that doesn't mean you can't take these trades. These are great trades on the 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day. These levels are very, very important. So if they do get triggered, doesn't matter what day, these are great trades. I just can't put them into the numbers for legal purposes. Okay, that being said and done, let's get to this week's hot stock picks. Let's start with the SPY. Wow, what a run it had. Now, let me just show you what I've done color coding wise. These purple lines, I'm going to be bullish above and bearish below, and the red lines that I've drawn are my targets. So I'm going to go out here so you can see that I'm going to be bullish above 280.03. That's a dark pool level, and target 282, 282.26 is a very big dark pool level. In fact, 35 million, one of the biggest ones. So if we do get up there, that's going to be really key resistance. And of course, if we break above that, we're off to the races. And I'm going to be bearish below 277.50. The black lines on my chart are trend lines. And you'll see that so many times my targets are going to be on these trend lines. And that's my secret. Let's go to IWM, the Russell. We're going to be bullish above 168.75, and we're going to be bearish below 166.25. And as you can see, my targets are at different levels because we're always going to have resistance, you know, at 170. I expect computers to sell. They're going to pull it back. The next time it hits there, then there's going to be less sellers, and then we'll go up to the top of this channel line. And that's how these stocks trade. I use options, so with each target I go out to the next week. Once is hit, wait for a pullback, and then I go to like the next week's expiration, and my strike price is usually that target price. All right, if you're in my trading room, you see me doing it. We had amazing trades this week. QQQ, power move. This week we're going to be bullish above 180, and my target 181.25, 182. Going to be bearish below 177.50 for QQQ. Let's go to the DIA, the Dow Jones chart. I love this chart. There's just a lot of room to go if we can break. Let me just zoom out a little bit more. If we could break along this trend line, see this upper trend line? Very powerful. If we could break above that, you can see my targets bullish above 251 are 252.50 and 255 to the upside, and bearish below 247.50. I like to be prepared on both sides, especially now. It's earnings season. All right, I want you to be very, very careful with what you're going to take overnight. I've put the earnings dates of all the stocks that I'm recommending. Just be careful if you're going to trade options. You don't want your expiration to be that week. It's going to have really high IV. I love to day trade. Day trade during earnings season is the best way to go. Let's go to gold because you know what? It's been getting hammered. We're below all those prints And this week we're going to be bearish below 117.50. We had dark pool activity that came in at 117.55, also 118 and 118.12. So that's why I'm going to be bearish below 117.50. I'm only going to be bullish above 119. All right, so we'd have to break above here, and then of course 120 would be my first target. You expect a pullback, and then 121 is where this resistance line is. Now this line is always moving down in time, right? So it's always going to go a little bit lower. Wherever that is, that's where I'm going to get out. And I'm going to be bearish again below 117.50. My target 117.116. So I just want to go over IAU. This is the dark pool favorite, not something I trade, but I like to watch it for the levels in trading gold. So we're going to be bearish below 11.87. Going to be bullish above 12.12. We did have a little bit more dark pool this week at 11.90 and 12.03. So let's just go to GDX. I'm going to be bearish below 22 and bullish above 22.50. Pretty wide range here. And you can see those are the two trend lines, right? There and here. Yeah, so we could kind of keep going like this, but we really need to either break up or break down for the next big move here on GDX. So that's why I picked those levels. SIVR, we don't normally see any big volume on this, okay? The last time we saw it was back here. So something's going on with silver. Do not trade SIVR, but watch it for the levels because it's unusual. We're going to be bullish above 1575 and bearish below 1537. It had a 750,000 share print at 1566. And again, you know, it only trades 73,000 on a good day. So watch those levels. But SLV is the way to go. And still a little bit slow, but definitely a lot better than SIVR. It has a lot more volume. You want to trade stuff that has a lot of liquidity. And that's, for me, 1 million shares on a daily basis. Okay, so we're going to be bullish above 15 and bearish below 1480. And just to kind of show you, right, where those targets are and everything. So let's go to oil. Yeah, oil's been a fantastic trade this year. Really, really good because it's been having some really nice moves. But now we're at a really interesting spot. And you know what? I just want to bring up my oil futures. Hold on. So I can show you really key levels. Yeah. So oil futures. This 70 level is so we hit that 75. That was my target. And now we've come down to 70. All right, 70 is such a key level. And if I go back, yeah, you can probably see why. Here we go. Yeah, it's been resistance here, support, and so forth. Now I'm just going to zoom in so you can get a better effect. We closed above it on the weekly candle. That's key. Even though we dipped below it, we still closed above it. If we close below it this week, that's going to be bearish and will most likely come down to 67 and change. And then we have a low down here, 62. If we close above 75, uber bullish. Okay, so those are really, really key levels if you're going to trade oil, right? If we close above 75, I can see us going to 80. If we close below 70, I can see us stopping about that 72, but 65 and then 62.50 really is where these two trend lines. So this is so key. Now let's go to our oil stocks. And let's start with USO. Going to be bullish above 14.75. Target would be 15, 15.25. Bearish below 14.25. So here's what I like about this. We have this gap trade right here. And they usually like to take it down to the level before the gap and then pop it up. So that's why 14 and 13.75 are going to be my targets for USO. Now, there's other ways to trade MRO and oil, and MRO is one of my favorites. In fact, I had a really great trade on this week. This week, though, coming up, I'm going to be bullish above 22. We had a dark pool at 21.48. That's the trade I took this past week off that print. If you're in my room, you got to watch me trade that. Bullish above 22. Target will be 22.50. And I'm going to be bearish below 21. That would be below that print. Okay, then 20.50 and 20. And you can see I've drawn these trend lines going all the way back. They're really good. So watch MRO. APC, a lot of my traders took this one as well in the room. We had a nice print. 1.6 million. Very big for APC. 74.65. So I'm going to be bullish above 75 and bearish below 73. Let's go to the next one. DNR. I always think it's do not resuscitate. It's oil and gas stock, and we had massive prints on Friday. Look at the volume here. Really big. The options are not good on this, though, unfortunately. Earnings are coming out August 7th. All right, so there's still time. Is this something I would day trade? Definitely. Bullish above 520 and bearish below 480. Okay, let's go to financials. Yeah, JP Morgan had earnings. Citibank, Wells Fargo had earnings. It was really great day trading. We do have Bank of America coming out before the market opens on Monday. We had prints on Bank of America. But before we get to that, let's just go over XLF. This was a whisper last week. Hit our first target, 27.25, and pulled back. This week, we had more prints that came in. 26.66 to 27.35. So I'm going to be bullish above 27.37 and bearish below 26.75. But let's go to Bank of America. I don't know what the earnings are going to be, but I do know what my levels are. Okay, and these are really key. And of course, if there are big prints on Monday, I'm going to definitely tweet that out. So definitely watch for those. But we had big prints this week. 28.47 to 28.77. So I'm going to be bullish above 29, and there are my targets, 29.60 and 30, and I'm going to be bearish below 28.40. And oh, wait a second. 28.40. Yep, I had to just shift that a little bit. And my target's going to be 28 and 27.75. Wells Fargo. We had a lot of prints between 55.19 and 56. So I'm going to be bullish above 56 and I'm going to be bearish below 55 for Wells Fargo. And you can see it's been trading in really nicely on this channel. And we're kind of, in the middle of the channel. If it's buying, we should go to the top, and if it's selling, we should go to the bottom, and that's really how I got those levels. Citibank also had some dark pool at 66.37. So going to be bullish above 69. I'd like it to break above the top of this channel, and then 70 would be my target. Bearish below 66, it would break below this channel line, and my target would be 65. All right, let's switch gears to emerging markets. Brazil looks exciting. Yeah, finally. We finally have a trend change, you guys. Whenever the 4 breaks below, the 4 EMA breaks below the 8 EMA, which happened over here, that's negative, 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 right? They touched, they went apart from each other, and it's been like that for months. Okay, if that's the one thing you use for swing trading, you made a fortune on the short side, and you exit when it breaks above, which is right here. That's a pretty good trade. I love it. Momentum is changing positive, and I can see some volume is starting to come in. We had some prints on it. Dark pool, 33.18 to 33.51, and we closed above that. So I'm going to be bullish above 34 this week and bearish below 33. We also had some really interesting prints on Hong Kong, the Hong Kong ETF, EWH, and pretty big, 24.18 to 24.48. So going to be bullish above 24.50 and bearish below 24.12. It's a little bit of a slow mover, but it was interesting. Look, I mean, look at the volume, okay? This is what I pay attention to. Yeah, an increase and the 4 crossing over the 8 again, right? So here, negative momentum, bullish momentum with some volume coming in definitely gets my attention, all right? Those are my secrets. So EWJ, the Japan ETF, also had some dark pool activity. It is the surrounded bottom. We definitely have a double bottom in effect. The 4 has not crossed over yet, but it will if we could break above this 57.75. That's bullish above, and bearish below 56.75. Again, I'm always prepared in both directions because we do get reversals. Let's go to the bond market because this has been a fantastic trade. For weeks I've been telling you about the massive volume. And look at this. Massive, massive, big volume coming into AGG. I don't trade AGG because the it moves slow and the options are not great. I love TLT, but I've been watching and making sure that we close above these print levels for AGG, and we have. So I'm bullish this week above 106.50, but let's go to TLT. Yeah, this has been trading. First of all, look at the channel. Bottom, top. This is what I love, channel trading. And we haven't hit the bottom here. Yeah, that's super strong when we don't even make it down to the bottom and instead we go halfway and then pull back up again. That's strength. So this week, and we had big prints on TLT this week at 122. So I'm bullish above 123, 123.50, 124, even 125 are my targets if we can keep going. And I would be bearish below 121.80. Yeah, if we broke below the prints, then I'll have to put my bear hat on. BND also had big prints as well. Again, this one is slow to trade, but look at the volume that came in. There's no denying this volume, you guys. Yeah, big spikes, and we've just been going higher. That's bullish. So bullish above 79.37 for BND, and of course bearish below 79.12. The prints came in at 79.17, 1.5 million, and 79.32, 1.8. But again, TLT is the way to go. Let's switch gears now to consumer discretionary ETF, XLP. Big dark pool coming in. Top holdings, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Altria, Walmart, Costco, Mondelez, Colgate, Walgreens. Big prints. You can see we're hitting the top of this channel. Are we going to break out? Well, I don't know, but I'm going to be bullish above 52.80. And I'm going to be bearish below 52 for XLP. Lennar had very interesting prints this week. Dark pool activity 54.35 to 54.42. Going to be bullish above 54.50. My target would be 55. Let me just go out a little bit so you can kind of see where it's at. Yeah, it's really taken a dip. Seasonality starts to heat up for Lennar. End of August, September. So really love this one. If it could break above 55, that's a huge level. We already tested it once. So again, we came up and hit it. Computers are programmed to sell the first time you hit a major level, and the $5 increments are powerful. So they sold, we pulled back. Now, if we can go back up again and we can break above that, yeah, we got a really nice trade set up. So let's go to the next one, PG. Yeah, PG pretty much hit my $80 target from the Las Vegas Money Show presentation I did, Hot Stocks to Swing, back in May. You can go take a look at that on my website. We have a whole video of that, my presentation. And I love Procter & Gamble because it had seasonality and it had prints. And 80 was my big target, but I have one more trade set up, and you can see in that presentation, if we break above 80, okay, there's a huge trade to about 87, but we're going to have resistance before that, 82.50 level. But we had prints that came in this week, 78, 66, and 79. So I'm going to be bullish above 79. My first target's 80, but I'm going for that bigger trade if we could break above 80. So I just want to let you know about that. Okay, let's go to something we don't normally ever see big prints on. The Schwab US Large Cap ETF. How many of you have ever traded this? Probably not too many of you. I never even knew about it until I spotted this massive 12 million. Okay, 12 million. That's big. $66.80. The top holdings, though, you've traded them: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, JP Morgan, ExxonMobil, Google, and J&J. And even though J&J had some problems, yeah, they had that massive lawsuit, that award for having asbestos in their powder, not a good thing. This still continued to go higher because Google pushed it up, Facebook, and Amazon was a beast this week. So we're just going to follow the prints. And again, 66.80, key level, but we're going to be bullish above 67.20 and bearish below 66.50. It's definitely not the fastest mover, but watch the stocks that are in it. And if it's strong, SCHX, okay, it's breaking above, staying above the prints, you want to go with the strongest stocks in the ETF. Don't pick the weak guy. Pick the strong one to go long and the weak one to go short. That's another one of my secrets. God, I'm sharing all my secrets with you today. Let's go to Valet. Oops, can't type that in here. Okay, Valet. We had some prints on Valet. Earnings are July 25th, so not this week, expiration, next week. Yeah, do not take next week's options. I like this, the 1350. I've been trading this one in my room. Bullish above 1325. That is a key level. Let me show you why. Yeah, I always keep a weekly chart. That is another secret. The 8 exponential moving average is so important, and we're hitting it. If we could break above that, we can have a nice move up. But when you look at the trend line on the daily chart, right, we hit 1350. That's why that's my first exit. Okay, so if we do go to the upside and we pull back and then we break above here, a lot of room to go to the upside. But this is the next trade. You know, in this weekly whisper video, These are short term, you know, maybe it's a day or two, where however long it takes to hit their target. You know, I'm giving 5 days though for the results. So I'm going really up to the next targets, although many of these could be much bigger swings. But for the weekly video, it's really this week's swing. So keep that in mind as well. These targets are really important, especially when you're trading options. You want to get out into strength and right before it hits. That's a really good idea. If you wait and you get greedy, oh, I think it's going to go higher, guess what? And it turns around, your options are going to deflate really fast. So be aggressive on your exits. Scale out. If you think it's going to break through a brick wall, get out of 3/4 of your position. Hold the last quarter. That's going to prevent exit-itis. Wow, you know my best trade this week in my room? Oracle. This thing was a beast. I was tweeting out all those prints on it. This was in last week's Whisper, by the way. This was insane. You know how I prevented exit-itis? I kept going out of the money on my calls, going to the next 50-cent level, buying them for like 9 cents, 17 cents, and then selling them for 40 cents, 60 cents. I mean, I just kept going and going and going until it stopped. It really didn't stop, but Monday's a dividend, so therefore I didn't want to hold it into a dividend. We usually will deflate, but this one was so powerful. Such a great trade. Sometimes all you need is one to make your week or even your month. And I hope you guys got a piece of Oracle. Such a great trade. Okay, so let's move to the next one, XLI. So this is an industrial ETF. Top holdings are Boeing, GE, 3M, UNP, UTX, Caterpillar, LMT, UPS, CSX, and Honeywell. We had massive, okay, look at the volume on Friday. Oops, here we go. Massive volume on Friday. Yeah, really big. So I'm going to be bullish above 74. The volume came in at 73.79, was a 1.5 million print. If it's buying, we should break above 74. And I'm going to be bearish below 72.50 because we had some dark pool at 72.56. All right, but if it's buying, we should go all the way to the top of this channel, maybe even this double channel. Let me just show you. I'm going to zoom out. Yeah, when drawing channel lines, you want to go to the top of here, to the top of here, and you can see as many candles as you can hit. Those are strong, so that's why those are my targets. Let's go to the next one. VTV. Another ETF, top holdings, Microsoft, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Intel, CVX, BAC, and J&J. And massive dark pool. We had 2.4 million at 106.22. And then we had a 1.7 million print at 106.27. They're pretty close in price there. And I'm going to be bullish above 106.62. We kept hitting that 2 days in a row. See that? That's 106 and 5/8. The market is still trading in fractions. When I first started out in the 90s, that's all we traded was fractions. But guess what? Still trading in fractions. So a lot of my levels are in fractions. Another secret. So going to be bullish above that. And target is 107, 107.50. Again, if this is power buying coming in, all right, we're going to have a power move up. And if it's power selling, we're going to have a power move down to 105, bearish below 106. Let's go to the next one. I have a lot this week. And XLB, let me just move down so you can see. We're coming towards the end now. XLB is materials ETF, and the top holdings are DWDP, that's DuPont, PX, ECL, LYB, APD, SHW, PPG, Freeport, International Paper, Newmont's in there. And we had dark pool at 58, 55. Pretty big print actually, 842,000. And look at the volume, right, on this day. So let me just go out a little bit so you can kind of see the bigger picture first. Yeah, we're kind of in this wedge. Are we going to go to the top? We may, but before we get there, we're going to have a little bit of resistance with these trend lines. So now I'm going to zoom in so you can see I'm going to be bullish on XLB above 59. Okay, if we can break above that, I'm going to assume that's buying, and we'll go to the tops of these trend lines. But of course, if we break above here, 60, right, then this would be my next target. And then if we break above that, this is my next target. So that's why these trend lines, I combine that with the dark pool and the trend and the specific levels to really get these trade setups. We're going to be bearish below 58.37. So let's move to American Airlines. Big, big, big print we had. Very unusual, $2,036 and a penny. Yeah, I love it because it's staying above that. Earnings are coming up, not this week, but next week, July 26th. So be careful. Whenever you hold something into earnings, you're gambling. Now, there are ways you can protect that using options, but if you're just going in with a stock one way, you're gambling. Okay, you can get lucky, you can get not lucky. Please don't gamble. We can trade this before it comes out and after it comes out. That's the best way to trade earnings season. Respect your money. I know you guys worked hard for it. So we're going to be bullish above 36.50. And my target's going to be 37.50, 38.75, 40, you know, all the way up. All these levels are really key. I don't know how far we're going to go before earnings. It could have a nice pop before, okay? Or earnings come out and then we make the move. So just use those levels. These are really key. Bearish below 36. If we break below that print, I will turn bearish. But again, I'm not going to hold it into earnings. GE had some really nice prints on Friday. Thanks to my traders in the room that called out those trades. And I'm going to be bullish above 14.20. And 14.50 will be my target. Going to be bearish below 13.80. The prints came in between 13.89 and 14.10. Earnings, though, this is the kicker, though. Earnings are this week. So, yeah, options are not great. I'm going to day trade it. If it breaks my levels, I'll definitely take it. It's really inexpensive. Let's go on to the next. XRT. Going to be bullish above 49.50. We had some big dark pool activity this week at 48.55 to 49.02. And I'm not sure if you guys know about what's in this ETF. I was actually shocked at some of these stocks. I didn't know it was in it. But RCII, CVNA, WKR, Pets, Nutrisystem, Casey, Netflix. Netflix is in this. Why do I bring that up? Earnings are coming out this week on Netflix. So yeah, be careful. Okay, could be a mover. After Netflix earnings, that's when you definitely want to watch these levels. But I believe Netflix is coming out, it's either Monday or Tuesday. Just give me a second. Let me just search that up. Yeah, on Monday after the close. Yeah, so be careful. Tuesday, that'll be the day when you want to get into this after the earnings, okay? Got to be extra careful when you're swing trading in earnings season. Let's go to Flex. Ooh, I love this one. Okay, this is one of my favorites. I had 7 million. Okay, not every day we see that. You can see the volume that came in here. 7 million print at $14.45. Yeah, so I'm in this right now, but I'm going to add on to my position if we could break above 15. Okay, as long as we stay above those prints. If we go below those prints, I'll turn bearish. I'll be bearish below 14.20. But it's going to have resistance at 15. The first time it hits it, it might go up a couple pennies above it. Yeah, wait for the second test, and then if it can break above that, because this is a lot of volume, okay? This is going to have a big move, hopefully before the earnings. If it doesn't, it's going to happen after, okay? But keep an eye. Let's go to agriculture, DBA. Yeah, we had big prints. Look at this volume that came in. 3 days where we went sideways with big volume. Could be a bottom, right? Now you can see we went 3 days, 4 days with sideways, but we didn't have really big volume there compared to this. Okay, interest is coming in. Going to be bullish above 1775 and bearish below 1725. The dark pool was between 1735 and 1766, so wide range. That's why I have those whispers are so far apart. And again, this is like cocoa, corn, soybean, cattle sugar, coffee, and all that good stuff. Wheat's in there as well. Let's go to GGP. GGP, real estate, general growth. This guy had some really big prints. You can see heavy volume for quite a few days coming in here. Between 2075 and 21. And again, here's that channel. All right, up and down. We're in the middle of the channel. So if it's buying, right, I'm bullish above 21 to the top of the channel. If we break above that, then, you know, your next target's going to be the 200 moving average. If it's selling, going to be bearish below 2075, and my targets are going to go all the way down there. Let's go to Skechers. Had a big print on Skechers, $30.70 and $31.02. We're going to be bullish above $31.50, bearish below $30.50. Again, be careful. Earnings are coming out Thursday, July 19th. So hopefully we'll have a run before. All right. If not, still use these levels after the earnings come out. And last but not least, Starbucks. This has been another fantastic trade of mine in the room this week. I keep going up. We were bullish above 50.50, then I was bullish above 51. And now, if you're not in it, 51.50, we closed above it. That's a really key level. Target's 52. We had big prints that came in. $51 and $51.20. So I'm hoping this thing is going to run before earnings. Earnings are not this week. They're next week, July 26th. We have a gap here. So, you know, I'm hoping that we have a nice big move to the gap. Right, there's your fake out, pullback, and then a gap fill. But I just don't know how fast it's going to move into the earnings or whatnot. So it was a really great week in the room. My traders, we work together in the Java pit. It's not just me calling out stuff. In fact, all these prints that you see here in the sheet have been mostly called out by my traders in the room. And they've just been fantastic. But there are two couples that really stood out, you know, this week. And they're Lori and Phil. They call themselves the unit. And they're Bruce and Laura G from Seattle. And those two couples combined have specific scanners that we use in the room. They do so much work behind the scenes and have, you know, Lori's created this amazing Excel spreadsheet combining all these dark pool prints for us. So much amazing information. So thank you to the power couples. You guys are the traders of the week. I think everybody in the pit will agree with that. Your work is just out of the park. So thank you so much. And yeah, happy trading, you guys. And oh, just to let you know, next week I will not be doing a weekly whisper. I'm going to be in Chicago. Presenting at the Chicago Traders Expo, but I will be calling out all the high, unusual dark pool prints all week long. So don't worry about that, and then I'll continue to do a video the next week. So happy trading, everybody. That's my secret. Gonna keep it my secret.
My secret